Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today, for taking out time to listen to another professional's learning and reflection. So, last this Friday, Saturday, I have been in Network FP event. In event, I learned a lot from the insight of the people, and it was not just about the funds and all that I learned. I learned and took a lot of reflection for our practice or about life, what we need to do and what is that we are doing. And I also met Rupa ma'am, and that was like she has become my inspiration, and that missing meeting also happened just like manifestation coming true. That is a story for another day, not for today. But with her I learned a lot, and during the networking event I talked to people. I tried to connect with the person who is doing great, who has taken the session. A lot of insight I got by talking to them. So in the event, I really learned a lot from the sessions, and in the session, out the session, and like everywhere. So whatever I have learned, I'll just try. Uh, let's see if my presentation helps me to come out nicely from the gamma, or else whatever I have learned, I will share like that also. Hmm. Okay, let me see. Okay. So as a finance professionals, our job is to think of financial well-being for every family. A lot of time we think, okay, I have to give more returns, this thing, that thing. It is beyond returns. It is beyond product. That is actually my biggest takeaway. It is that beyond traditional wealth management thing. And one thing that Rupa ma'am shared, no, when I asked her, like, what drives you for doing or showing up at this age, you are doing it now. She is managing around 4,000 plus crore of AUM. So still today, what drives her? And she just say, okay, whenever I come to the office, whenever I sit here, I just think of my client. What can I do for my client so that he do better in his life or her life? So if we can, like for me, that was my biggest takeaway. Just thinking of my client, thinking of the person whom I can help. What can I do for them to help them in their journey? It is really beyond return. It is really beyond product. It is beyond wealth management. It is about their well being. And when we talk about well being, it is not just financial well being. If we just think of the one part, it will not happen. Because as a human being, our life is integrated. We need the well being in health, wealth, emotions, joy, spirituality, everywhere. So, can we understand the client and can we help the client in a way where they move really ahead in their life? So, for me, earlier, what technique I was using, I was creating goal, I was telling the number of SIPs they need to do, how much SIP they need to do. And actually, to be true, I was scaring my client that they can't do enough. To be true. So let's say let's say I'll take example. Divya comes to me. She's telling me goals like I need this for my kid, this for my financial freedom, this for me, and I'm just taking out the SIP. Oh, you need to do this much fund, and then she said, okay, let's say the SIP amount came is 2 lakh, but she said, okay, I can do only 20,000, or let's say I can do 50,000, and then she's getting scared. Okay, I'm not earning enough. I'm not doing enough. And for me, that thing was happening, and I was getting little more share of SIP. Let's say the client has thought 10,000, 20,000, but now they are doing 30,000, 40,000 by saying, okay, at least for my kid, let me do it. So initially, I was feeling happy doing that. Okay, at least he get one goal. They're having some purpose. That is okay. They're having some purpose. They will do some goal. But am I really helping my client? Or am I giving him more fear? Ki he can't get financially free. He can't, his kid can't go to the good education institute. So I'll also share about me. Many of you maybe at some another level. I have just started. So I will be sharing from my point of view whatever has worked. I'm going to implement whatever I have really absorbed in me and whatever I really felt valuable. It may not be. I'm not going to talk about the product and return in the session. It is about what as a vision I have got from all these things. So now for me, the main thing came about how can I really help my client to fulfill his or her aspiration? What can I do more for the client? Not just as a product recommender, not just as a fund selector, but how can I give her or him the comfort कि yes, everything will be done, not the false. We have to like make them grounded as well. What is the reality? We have to show the reality, but can we show that reality in more empathetic way and in a way where we are really concerned about their well-being? Not in a way कि okay, you do this 1 lakh SIP else you will not never be financially free. You reduce your expenses by 50,000 else you are not going to be secure. You just decide. Are we making them feel more scarce with us, or are we just supporting them? Are we helping them in money management? Are we sharing, educating them? Are we sharing the money management tool? Are we sharing some information that can be helpful, that can change their mindset so that they start doing the saving? Rather than scarring them, can we just think, okay, what can I do for him so that he can be consistent, so that she can be consistent, so that her fear can be or if you know okay, that client is going to make some decision that is not suitable for him. Let's say the client wants to buy a house, a car, or anything that you feel now, right now if the client does it, it will hamper his wealth creation, it will hurt her. But rather than being a complainer about it, can you be genuinely concerned about the client? Because truly now I feel if you truly feel that concern in your heart for your client or for the person who you are, I'm used, and some of you who may not be in the finance field, just think client. When I'm saying client, your job you are serving anybody, or in your coaching you are helping somebody. So you can just take the reference, because I have designed this session for the financial professionals. So I will be using these terms. So can you really help your client understand all these things? Why you are saying what you are saying? What is that concern that you are having? Rather than just uh, being the right person. Oh, I am the right. I am saying the right. Yes, you are right. If the client doesn't do 1 lakh SIP, he will not fulfill his desire. But can you give him the comfort in the starting, and can you help him genuinely not to make mistakes? Can you do it with love? Can you do with it empathy? Can you do it the think with the yes, you are truly concerned about them? And do you really feel that concern? Or you just feel okay if he's not doing SIP, ठीक है जाने दो, he will not do. Or are you really concerned? Because once you are concerned for your client will see it. And now I truly feel no, it is about our feeling, our thing. Like if we are truly concerned about our client's well-being, they get it. And this is where truly now I feel the trust is getting built. So from last 2 3 months, the magic that I am seeing in my practice is not about okay, I have learned different product. Yes, I am learning that. I am doing improving everything, every system I'm upgrading. But more than that, the one thing that is helping me is being genuinely concerned about my client's well-being. Can I really help him? Not complaining, oh, he's stopping SIP, she's doing this thing, that thing, why she's buying the car. No. Can I genuinely tell her or him? Can I truly help him take the right decision? Not from my business point of view. Okay, okay, I'll get more SIP or less SIP. But truly from, can I think of that my client first? Can I genuinely be concerned about her or him? I'm using her a lot because a lot of my clients are women. 90% of my clients are women. So I will be using her more. So you can just think him or her. Okay. So is it making sense for you, whatever I have shared right now? Because in practice, whatever you do, there is a lot of thing, there is a lot of noise. The biggest realization in life that I am having, or in my practice after these 2 3 days, and like and now I have started my practice in December 2024. Even I reflect on this 1 year journey. The biggest thing that is coming and shifting me, my work is being that person who is there for the client, showing that genuine concern, not like, okay, I have to get the business. If you are just going with your business, client is not coming for you to give your business. They are coming, can you solve their problem? They are having a problem. They can't manage their behavior. They can't select the right fund. On their own, they can't be financially secure. They can't get that peace. But can you be that Sarathi? Can you be that Krishna in their life? Can you think of yourself as somebody having that greatest responsibility for another? Now, truly, like I feel whenever a person is coming to me, it is a job of a Krishna. Can I, and also see if you are really capable of doing that or not. If you feel with the client, oh, maybe from the behavioral perspective, maybe from the money perspective, if you truly feel you can't be that person's Sarathi, if you can't be the Krishna in their life, then don't take them. Guide them to some better person who can help them better. Not everybody is your client. Just understand yourself also first. Can I really help this person emotionally, behaviorally, financially? And when you, and just this one thing if we do in our practice, and now I've started doing, and I could literally see magic. Now I can see, like, now I'm at 1 crore AUM, but I can literally see next 2 year I'm going to have 100 crore AUM. It is not a big thing. This year I'm initially I thought 10 crore, but now I can see I can have easily 25 crores. I'm not sharing these numbers. I want to brag about myself, but I am very confident because the moment you shift your energy, you shift your focus from you to the other person. Until you are focused on you, how can I make more money? How can I get more from this client? It will not happen. The moment you shift from your energy, from taker to the giver, genuinely being concerned, genuinely uh, being the Krishna in their life, the trust that they get, the people you get is just another level. Do you agree with this? Do you feel, is it resonating? So that was the biggest thing that I have got, and I was implementing a little bit, but now it has really come very strongly to me. Ki yes, this is something I have to do each for each of my client. So now that one aim I have, like this is the biggest aim for me. Like there was a story in Mahabharat, no, this thing, that for Draupadi, the Arjun, there was a fish that was moving, and then Arjun has to target the eye of a fish. Not Arjun, everybody, but not anybody was able to target the eye because our focus was not one directed. And now also we are focused on so many things. Oh, AI has come, this has come, what this person is doing, what that person is doing, what product has come, what product has not come. All this is just noise. You just need one focus, your client first. How can you help your client to create wealth? If you keep just this one single thought in the mind, if you can just think, oh, this is the fish eye that I have to target, how can I help my client to move forward? Be it behaviorally, be it financially, be it making meta decision, how can I really help? So for me, the biggest takeaway from all the thing is now creating that well-being holistically, and my aim in the practice is just this one thing: how can I help my client do better in their life? Now that is for me the fish's eye that I am just seeing. All the other thing will happen. And second, the most important thing that has come was, are you convinced what you are doing and why you are doing? Are you just doing it for making a living, or are you genuinely doing this thing to help another person move ahead in the life? And there is nothing right and wrong. We all are working for a living. We have to work and do something. Even when I choose this profession, my target was not to help anybody else. My target was to help me. When I thought of doing CFP, when I thought of becoming a mutual fund distributor, my target was to earn some income passively where I can work from home. So I was self-centered. It was all about me. It was never about anybody else. Okay, in the journey I learned, okay, I want to help women. I want to help women become financially independent. I want to them to learn finance. I want them to do this thing, that thing. All the thing came later. But initially, when I thought of doing this practice, it was about me. I want to do something that I can do from home. I can be with my kids. I can be with my family, and some business I can build. So it was for business, and there is nothing wrong in starting like that. If you don't have any of your motive, many times you don't get anything. No, okay, why we will start? But as we are starting, and to be true, if you have to grow in your life, you have to then focus your attention from you to other person whom you are serving, and why you are serving, and how you are serving, and what you are serving. You need to be very clear, and your conviction need to be very strong. You can start anything by being self-centered. There is nothing wrong, but you can move to a certain level in life, in business, or in practice. But when you shift your focus from you to other person, that is another level. And then I got this thing, no, okay, let's say I'm a mutual fund distributor, and this question I asked Rupa ma'am when I went there. Okay, I'm a mutual fund distributor, and I truly believe mutual fund is a product that can help anybody and everybody. And this is the only product that has the future tax deferment. No other product you will find has future tax deferment. People talk about PMS. In PMS, for getting the same return, the PMS need to perform 3-4% more. There are AIF. There is, but this is mutual fund is the product that has three level of security, that much regulation. It is the only product that comes with even 500 rupees SIP anybody can do, even 5 crore SIP anybody can do. It has such a vast product. And with just one simple product, you can invest anywhere in any business. It is so diversified. When I asked her, ki, like, I believe in mutual fund, but when people come for PMS, AIF, and I was actually planning to write PMS exam next. I have done my SIF, and I was thinking I'll do PMS and AIF. There was a person, my first HNI customer, who came to me 4 or 5 months back. I tried to convince him about mutual fund. Okay, mutual fund is better. You should not do PMS and all. And then I also didn't follow up much. I was waiting for his call, and then I get to know after a month I met him, and he told me he connected with Motilal and he has bought two PMS and one AIF. I was having my AUM was not even 50,000, and that 2 crore investment I lost, and I felt like a big failure. Oh, why I didn't took PMS, why I didn't did AIF, and like I could have gotten like this 2 crore would have come to me. This thought came to me, and then I thought, okay, I'll do PMS, I'll do AIF, so that if anybody is coming, I'll give to them. And then what she said, no, okay, then your conviction in mutual fund is not true. If you are getting swayed by what others are doing, what this person is doing, that person is doing, whatever you are saying, you are just saying. You are not fully convinced with your product. People will say different thing. It is your conviction in your product that will convince other person. You are thinking, okay, think a mutual fund is good and that, and but it doesn't feel premium. The chaprasi is also doing. Why the boss will do for the boss, for the higher HNI client? I need to do PMS, even though you know PMS is not great for PM. Even though you know PMS, you don't resonate with the PMS philosophy. Even though client is saying, you are getting swayed with what client want. Then what is your role as a guide? She asked me that question. Client will ask moons, client will ask star. They will want anything. But what you want to give? Do you have the conviction on what you are doing, why you are doing, what product are you offering? I don't see that in you. And it really hit me hard because I was thinking of PMS AIF, knowing that it will not help my client, knowing that PMS is not like for me. I believe in it. For someone who believes PMS are good, they can do. I'm not saying you have to believe in what I'm saying, but for me, my conviction was with the mutual fund. I thought PMS is not a great product. People need to, people will be losing in short term capital gain. They have to have more returns. So that was my conviction, but I was getting swayed away. Why people want to do PMS, people will get this. But I need to be sure what I am offering and what is good for my client. If I truly feel only mutual fund is good, I should be doing only mutual fund. If I feel PMS is good, then I should do PMS. If I'm feeling any product is not good for my client, I should not be doing that. So now I have decided not to do PMS because I don't have the conviction and I don't want my client to lose money on that. If somebody wants to do, they are more than welcome. So my task is to tell them, and if they don't feel convinced, they can go to anybody else. So be ready to lose if your conviction or your thing is not there. If something you do once just for the sake of getting the client, that will not take you far. And Rupa now she is managing 4,000 crore plus of AUM. She is just doing mutual fund. The person who is doing 5,000 SIP with mutual fund, a person is also doing 50 crore, 500 crore investment in mutual fund with her. By seeing that, my conviction got, I was already convinced, but now I have got so much conviction कि yes, mutual fund sahi hai. Truly, I felt that. And now I know, okay, that is what has made me think, okay, not just 10 crore, I can do 25 crore. These two things made me realize it. Okay, where is my focus, or am I convinced in myself? And also, one more thing she shared about the patience. We talk about the patience to the client, but do we have the patience to tell to the client all these things? We also want कि okay मैंने बोल दिया और client सुन ले. Whatever I am saying in one go, he or she should listen and follow my advice. Do you have the patience to get the compounding of trust to get built? Do you have the patience? I also talked about कि I do the finance coaching for women. I am doing, but I am feeling like they are not getting interest in that. I am doing, but they are not taking action, and it is making me feel demotivated. And I was feeling demotivated. So I have just started last year, and I was doing it, and so few women has joined. I was doing from my side whatever I could do, but then they were not taking action. They were not doing money management. They were not learning that much about that, like what I thought they would do. They were not doing that even after paying me, and it was feeling me feel bad and demotivated. And I asked her, "Ki like, should I really do this coaching for women? I feel they are not getting interest." And then she shared that thing, no, okay, do you have the patience? Do you believe in your mission? If you truly believe in what you are selling or what is that you want to bring change in, nothing will matter to you. Do you have the patience for doing the same thing over and over again for next 25 years? Whether it is selling the mutual fund, whether it is um, trying to teach a woman for 25 years, do you have the patience? Do you have that compounding, that much patience to compounding to happen? And that also really hit me hard. Okay, I started, okay, that thought process, the things can't change, and I was getting that anxiety. Oh, I'm not able to do it. Again, it was coming from myself but not from others. So as an advisor, as a planner, we also need to have that patience in us. So yeah, these were the core reflections that I have got, and I truly won. So now I will share the session recording. Was it useful? Have you got something? Just let me know. And if all of you can turn on the video, I would feel really great. Is it making sense? Is it feeling useful? Just let me know. Put yes in the chat box. Thank you so much. So now I will share all other. So we have already come till 11. So do you guys have more time? Do I have the permission to continue the session for next half an hour or so? Do you have the time? Thank you so much. So if anybody has any doubt, anything you want to ask, you can do. You can pause me in between. Do not feel. Now I know it is good. It is getting one way conversation. I am just talking more. If anybody wants to share something, ask something, you can raise your hand, you can unmute, and you can ask in between as well. So do not feel I'm not a teacher. I just want to share, like, I really felt I learned a lot, and so many things, so many realizations came, and I just thought to share with my community, to the people whomever I can share. Maybe one thing can help you. That was my intention. That is my intention for this session. So anything, if you want to share in between, you can also do that. So the session actually started with India's accelerating growth demand, like how India stands today. India is going to be Vikasit Bharat in 2020, in 2047. So there is a lot of possibility of wealth creation. So there is lot of innovation, lot of things are happening in India, and India is ready for the next level of growth for being that Vikasit Bharat. And we, as an advisor, um, literally can add thousands of the people, and this is such a service that we will do to the people to help them create wealth. And only the people who will participate in the equity will truly be able to create wealth in their life. So if we are making somebody participate in India's growth, just see this work as a is such a valuable work. कि we are lifting somebody from a level A to level B. I am helping this person to move from level A to level B. We are doing such a novel work. So whenever you are doing your work, feel your work is truly important, truly valuable. Whatever is that you are doing, it is not the business that you are doing. You are making them from lower middle class, from poverty to middle class to higher class. You are really doing a great work by helping them participate in India's growth story. Income wise they will do, but wealth wise we are the one who are going to help these people. Even if you're touching one client, 10 client, 100 client, 1000 client, 10,000 client, a lakh client, million of client, billions of client, the more you are helping these people to participate in India's growth story, the more wealth we will be able to, not we will be able to create, they will be able to create for themselves. And we are really doing a very noble work. Think of our work as like some divine work. This work is not like something you are selling and not selling. It is not selling. We are helping people to move ahead the ladder in their life by creating the wealth. Are you all agree with this? This work is not about just selling the thing. It is about helping them, creating that legacy for the years to come, for their next generation, not just for them. This is such a noble work that we are doing. A lot of us just get swayed away by the, okay, how much commission I will get. Don't think of the commission, don't think of the income. It will come, it will anyway come. You just keep adding the value. You just feel your work is so much valuable. The money is anyway going to come to you. If you chase money, money don't come to you. If you chase commissions, money will not come to you. Just think of the client. What will help my client? Not what product will help me. Just think what product will help my client. What thing will help my client? Not what product help me. Just think of your client first, and you will grow exponential in your practice. India is anyway going to be Vikasit Bharat very soon, and we all are the accelerator in it by helping more and more people to participate in capital market, create wealth for themselves and also for our country. When people are investing in FD and gold, these are non-productive asset for them as well and for a country as well. The more the people of this country are participating in capital market, our businesses are getting more capital, they can grow to the next level. So it is two way, egg and hen story. The more people are putting money, the more businesses are getting money, the more they will grow our country. So we are not just helping a person. Can you see, we are helping our nation to be developed nation soon, and we all have a role to play by being that chain. with our client and all. We are help not just helping client at an individual level. We are helping our country, all the businesses. And yes, I shared what is financial well-being. It is feeling secure, the feeling of security. So when a person comes to you, when as an advisor, my task is to give the financial well-being. The first thing is they need to feel secure, they need to feel confident, and they need to feel peaceful. So whenever a client is coming to me, am I making him feel secure, or am I making him feel he doesn't have enough? Am I making him feel confident? What is that I am doing to make him feel secure, make him feel confident in my practice? So then you are contributing to the financial well-being of that person. And are you really creating that peace for them? That is very important, because people are not coming for you to get good returns. We feel like that. But people are coming to an advice, to a mutual fund distributor, a guide, for getting this thing, for getting a feeling of security, for getting a feeling of confidence. Okay, yes, you will make me rich. You will make my money grow. They are coming for that feeling. And in India, and even all over the world, people are emotional. People say something, they feel something. They are not coming to you to get the highest return. They may say so, but that is not in your hand also, let me tell you. Giving the highest return, that is not in anybody's hand. What is in your hand is this. And client also comes to us for feeling secure, feeling confident, and feeling peaceful. Are you giving that to your client? If not, then see how can you give this thing to your client. And and we often the common misunderstanding, and initially when I started my practice, it was like if we think financial well-being is the investment return, chasing the alpha, giving more returns to the client, beating the market. My whole work is that. What kind of a product selection I am doing? Yes, all the thing, that is also one core part of it, but this is not everything. This is just one part. Tax optimization, asset allocation. So we misunderstood financial well-being just this. But financial well-being is not just this. Financial well-being is giving them security, giving them confidence, giving them trust, and giving them peace. If you if you give all these things but nothing this, client will not stay with you. If you give this, you may not give all this. The client will stay with you, they will also get you 10 referrals. So devote more time in their well-being so that they feel secure, confident, and peaceful. Build your practices very strong on ethics, on integrity. Think of client first, and the magic will start happening. And also, the financial well-being is not just finances; it is clients' overall well-being, their physical well-being, their emotional well-being, their spiritual grounding, their mental clarity. So I had talked about it initially, so I'll skip it for now. Because life is not just one thing. If client is not feeling happy emotionally, let's say I have a client who is very insecure, or he or she just want a house. Like I can see it, okay, for my client the house is the emotional safety or security, and I'm telling don't buy a house, don't buy a house, you can't afford to buy a house, let me create the wealth for you, let me make you rich. But the client desperately want the house. Just tell me, are you really doing the good with your client by stopping them from buying a house? How many of you feel if you can really sense my client really want a house, but you can see if he buy a house, he can't be able to do this much SIP, and he can't be financially free, or he may be financially free little later. If he don't buy a house, he can be financially free, let's say at 45, but if he buys a house, he will be financially free at 55. So what will you do? Would you allow your client to buy a house? Or would you just stick? Would you not listen to his emotions? Would you just say, no, do this, do SIP, do SIP, do SIP? What would you do? Just put SIP or home. So logically, comparison is okay. Client also knows it. So the first thing that we can do is to help them understand the pros and cons. We can't decide based for our client. It is the client who has to decide. We have to show them the different scenarios, different thing. Yes, we can do that. But if we can see client is very unhappy by not having the house, his quality of life is not good, then we need to allow him with all the pros and cons and everything, get giving them clarity. Because if you don't allow them to live their life, not feeling happy in their life, they will not stay with you. And also we need to see how can we make it happen for our client so that he can even get a house. We can do a little bit delay. Why it's not changing? Okay. So are you guys getting anything from all this discussion? Is it making sense? Because as an advisor now, I feel it is my duty not just to help them creating wealth, but also help them fulfill their aspiration, because we got life to live once. If the client wants to go on vacation, can I help him to go on that? Maybe not foreign vacation, but a small vacation. Can I make them understand first? Can I help them getting their dreams and desire fulfilled, their aspirations getting fulfilled? Can I truly help them in making their aspirations fulfilled by coaching them on their emotions and all the other things included? And then this was the calm is like, hmm, where it is calm. So when the market is turbulent, are you calm? A lot of time, even from my fellow advisors, I hear this thing, and in the groups, I also see a lot of us keep posting about return, this and that, market is down, this person is saying this and that. So are you convinced first in your thoughts, in your product? If you are convinced, if you are calm, then nothing will matter to you. How the fund is performing. Have you done your research? Have you done your homework first? Let's say now you believe mutual fund sahi hai. Have you done your own research where you are investing your client's money? Are you sure of those products? Have you done your research, your homework in great depth? Because until you do that, you will not get the confidence. You only will think, okay, this fund is doing this is doing that, this is doing that. But whatever funds you are selecting, are you convinced in them? Are you convinced by the fund manager's philosophy? Because the fund manager's philosophy matters the most rather than the current returns. No fund will be, the fund who is at the top will not be at the top in the next year. After 2 3 years, it will be in the worst performing. So it is a market cycle. It is the philosophy. Do you understand the product that you are giving? And if you don't understand, you will start panicking. Initially, in my practice, to be true, I didn't had that much information, that much research, and anything was happening. I was getting, oh, like, oh, why it happened, why it happened, why it happened. Then I started researching my product, what I'm giving, understanding, attending con calls, everything. Whom, okay, mutual fund sahi hai, but my role is as an advisor is to research the product as well. What am I recommending? Am I convinced in their philosophy? And if I am convinced, I will be the calm advisor, calm guide. If I am not convinced in my product, every other thing will start bothering me. And then my focus will become, okay, how to handle this market situation, not to handle the client or the clients. So, so calm matters, and you need to, and don't look at the slide. This is the gamma generated. I don't know, like it may not be the same what I'm saying, but I'm just taking the hint from here. So calm is necessary, and that calm comes from your own research, from your own data. So as a mutual fund distributor, whatever earning we are having, we are getting for giving the right product. So are you convinced what you are giving? If you have not done your homework, do that first. And when you do that first, no noise will affect you. And whatever you are recommending, keep attending the fund manager's con call, listening to it, but don't get swayed away by what others are saying. So when you become that calm person, your client becomes calm. When you feel anxiety within you, oh, my fund has, oh, I had given the best performing fund, after a year now it is at minus 20, you only will become anxious. Oh, because you have not done your homework. And when market goes in cycle, you will get scared. So doing your homework will give you the confidence. And when you get that confidence, you build that calm. When you build that calm, you pass that calm to another person, to your client. When you are not sure about your product, your thing, your recommendation, even the noises will matter to you, similar to the client. So do your homework, build a very solid foundation for your work, because this is the work we are getting paid for. So do solid research, build your calm, be very, and when I say ki be very convinced, it doesn't mean you don't have to change. We have to keep studying. We have to keep learning. I never lose any opportunity to learn and improve my system, my practice, to understand a fund, to understand a fund manager. I have created my portfolio. I know what fund I am giving, but still, I do attend others. Oh, what best can happen? Not because this fund is not performing, that fund is not performing, but what other thing can I do? What can be the next good thing for my client? Understanding that, not just the returns. Keep learning, keep improving, keep focusing. Okay, and what change is happening. So when you become calm, you will carry a certain energy within you. When you doubt yourself, when you doubt your product, when you doubt your conviction, the client absorb that thing. But if you are calm, if you are very sure in your product, in your research, your client gets that energy from you. So recently, one of my Gen Z client, well, he's very young and he was doing a lot of stock things and all. I have not told him to. He last review meeting I did with him, and he shared कि he want to stop his grow account, and he want to invest whatever is there in his direct mutual fund and his stocks. So this has happened for the first time with me. Client himself is coming and saying this. I have not told her. I have just done little thing. I have told about how I work and this. Be very transparent. Tell about how much you are earning. Show them how much you are earning from them. You are doing a lot of work for them. Show your work. Show how you are getting it. Do not hide your what you are getting. Do not say I don't get anything. Nothing is free in the world. Even in free also we get a lot of satisfaction, a lot of things. Even for me, I am giving this session for free. It is not like I am giving this session for free. For me, whatever I am saying, it is going even deeper in my subconscious. I have got it. These are my takeaways. But when I'm sharing this with you, it is going even more deeper in me. So I also have a motive. Nothing is free. I am also making all these things strong within me. These are the learning. Like for telling you people, I have reflected back on my learning, what I learned. So I also got something. I also revised something. So nothing is free. Tell them what you are earning. And there is, you don't need to feel, okay, oh, I'm charging this thing, what the client will say. Just tell. If you hide, they will not stay. If you tell, they will stay. So be their Sarathi, do not fight for them, just be with them. And the client should feel like this. I really love this Krishna and Arjuna analogy, or even on my LinkedIn. I post a lot about from Gita and this Krishna and Arjuna, because in our profession, I truly feel we are like the Sarathi for our client. You are not doing everything for them, the client will do. So in Mahabharat, Krishna didn't fought for Arjun. Krishna just shared that Gita's wisdom to the client, helped him understand, controlled his emotions, gave that wisdom to him. Krishna didn't pick anything and fought for him. Similarly, for our client, we don't have to fight with everything. We just need to be their Sarathi, whom they can trust, with whom they feel confident, with whom they feel secure. If you achieve this, you have arrived. And as I'm saying, I will not say that I have arrived at that point, but I am improving. And for me, each and every day, I start with what can I improve in my practice, in myself? How can I help my client do better next time? So my whole focus is on me becoming better version of myself, of me doing something better for my client. So I just keep on looking what better I can do for my people who have trusted me. So there was this I think forgetting the name, Kotak uh, CEO or something, that sir shared this story, the burning chariot story. So during the Mahabharat, Krishna was all the time there with Arjuna, and then after the war was over, after the war got over, Krishna asked Arjun to get step down from the rath first. Arjun asked why. Krishna just said, "Ki you step down first." Arjun stepped down, and after he said Arjuna to go away from the rath, and then Krishna got down from the rath. And as Krishna got down from the rath got the fire. And then Arjun asked, "Oh, this is the rath given by the sun god. There was Hanuman on the top of my rath. Why it got burned?" Then Krishna just told, "So much astra, so much things has come to you, and all this I absorbed. Because of my energy, you were there safe." So you don't need to tell your client what you are doing for them. You just need to absorb all those energies, all those arrows, all those things in you, so that your client feels safe. You don't have to brag about you. Okay, this is what I am doing. This Divyastra I have taken for you. I am doing this thing for you, that thing for you. Just do for them with all the concern. Be that Sarathi, be that Krishna for them. Just absorb all the noise. Do your work, do your research deeply. Build your conviction. And don't tell the client, okay, I'm doing this for you, that for you. Don't brag about that. Do your work. When you do your work, your conviction get built. When your conviction get built, you become that Krishna. You don't need to tell the client. The client will get your vibe. Client will get your conviction. You will not, they will not ask you the explanations. So for me, I started my practice in 2024, and this year has not been that great. But almost all my client, except for one, has continued their SIP. They have invested. Even though their portfolios were minus 50%, nobody asked me one single question. Why my fund is not performing? Have you given the wrong product? So I'm not saying I'm doing everything right or wrong. Like, I am also learning, I'm just improving every single day. I just see what can I do better in my life and in my client's life. So I'm like literally hungry for learning, literally hungry for what can I do better. So just be that. And yeah, this is another story. Another person shared in Network FP. I think the same. Let me see his name. I'll tell. So that session was really very good. I learned a lot. So I will be posting almost a LinkedIn content on this thing now. because I learned a lot and I really resonated that. Let me just see his name. Neelesh Shah, Kotak MD. I really loved him, and also Navneet Manur, who shared this financial well-being concept I told you in starting. So these two sessions like literally went very deep in me. He also shared the Sudama insight when Sudama went to Krishna. He was not having anything and he went there and Krishna treated him well. But Krishna didn't give him anything. He couldn't ask. He just treated him well. And while going, Sudama felt like Krishna has not given him anything. So it is like that you have to be that person in in your client's life where they may not see what you are giving them, but just give them. Be that Krishna. One day they will realize what you have done. Are you getting it? So they will get the impact after they get the safety, security, confidence. On day one, they may not get. But are you ready? Do you have that patience? Do you have that patience for compounding of the trust getting built? Do you have that patience? Do you want to be really like Krishna? So I know some of you may not be from the Krishna's thing, but for me now I really feel connected, and that is why even a lot of my content comes in this thing. But I could really see we are like that Sarathi, that Krishna in our client's life, who can make take them to the next level. And when you help somebody, you are anyway going to be at next level. You don't have to worry about. Today I was just doing some reading on the karma. So karma is like what you sow, you receive. जो आप बोते हो वो आपको मिलता है. If you are doing good, if you are planting happiness and success in anybody else's life, by the law of the nature you are going to receive it. You don't have to worry about how much commission you will get, how much money you will get. You don't have to be the chaser. You become the attractor the moment you start giving with whole heart, with the right intentions. Do you agree with this? Yes. And also, like lot of us complain about volatility and all of those things. But just one thing I feel like for this profession, that is our role. If there is no problem of volatility, no problem of fear, no problem of confusion, what is your need? So rather being the complainer about all these things, client complaints about volatility, fear, confusion, that is your role. That is your business. Now think how can you do better so that your client don't get the fear, confusion and volatility? How can you move them from these things? Because volatility exists, because fear exists, because confusion exists, I and you exist. Do you agree with this? So respect it. This is our work. This is the problem we are solving. Thank you. So don't get swayed by कि okay, client behave this way, they can't be managed, they don't understand. Yes, they don't. That is why you are important. Else, what is your need? If they don't, they can handle volatility, fear, clarity, then we are not needed. We are needed just for this work. So be happy कि yes, you are here to clear all these things for your clients. And also, there was one context about Mahabharat. I use these things a lot because I love our ancient wisdom and all these things. I hope that is okay with all of you. And it is like the inflation is the silent killer. Now the battlefield is changed. So today's Mahabharata, if we talk about in our practice, so the battlefield has changed. Now if we just talk about the general people like you and me or you, our client, so we are fighting with inflation. So inflation is like that Bhishma, Arjun fighting that Bhishma. Okay, it is that force that diminishes your purchasing power. It requires strategic defense, and that is why equity or mutual fund is very important. Do you agree that inflation now we kill the silent killer? But it is like if you, like if I see from a Mahabharat perspective, It is like defeating the Bhishma. Do you agree? And only for your client you can do like these big things, no? Um, by equity in beating inflation. So then only you can beat that Bhishma by including equity in a right way, right? And also these daily expenses are like Dronacharya's arrows. Constant small withdrawal. Today I got this thing, that thing, all these things. So even these smallest expenses, they can you help your client manage their money well? So these small expenses are like that managing that Dronacharya, like defeating that Dronacharya, because people want to do good. They want to be financially free soon. They want to invest more. It is not like their willingness, but they are not able to manage their money well. Can you help them in managing their money? How can you do it? Just think about it. And then this battlefield noise is the social pressure, the comparison. Like for me also, like initially I was also like, oh, our friends has upgraded their car. Why we are not upgrading? All are going in our circle to foreign vacation. We are not going. So the social pressure is real. But can you help your client so that they can get what truly matters to them? What is their true values? And first, do you know your true values first yourself? Because all these things first you need to do in your life. If you are not doing, you are saying to somebody, they will not listen. It is as simple as that. So whatever I am doing, you will get from me. Whatever I am not doing, the words will just pass, because word have the power when you do it. So whatever I am doing, or whatever the thing that I am doing, only that you will take from me, nothing more. I may say 100 of the thing, but you will get only those things that I do in my life. Similarly, when we talk to the client, if something you are doing on in your life, you are doing your money management, you are doing the investment, you are managing that social pressure, you will help your client. But if you are someone who is not managing all these things, you will not be able to help your client as well. So our role is balance, not battle. We don't fight these forces directly. We help client maintain equilibrium mindset, like Krishna maintained. So it is also not about letting client not do anything. It is about helping them understand, giving them clarity, giving them some money management system, and helping them understand what you are doing, why it is important, what they are doing, giving them direction, giving them purpose, giving them clarity about their life, their goals, about their aspirations, sitting with them, helping them realize what is important to them, what is their core values, what is that they want in their own life. Then your role is just shorted. If they get okay what they want, the social pressure will just remove. So now I don't care about, oh, my friends are going to Maldives or Europe and this. I don't want to go. Now I know what is important to me. I'll invest my money in that. Earlier, it was so much dissatisfaction for me. Oh, I have not been able to go to any foreign country. In my circle, everyone else is going every year, every 2 year. Why we are not able to go? And this is real. But the moment I realize what is important to me, how can you make your client realize what is important to them? The expenses, the everything will become, they will automatically start shifting. Just think, how can you help them? And just, I think this trust create wealth, and trust is something. Are you doing the same thing again and again? Trust is something, if you are doing same thing again and again, over and over again, the consistency is there, and you are using the simple language, not the jargon. And you are doing this consistent presence with your client, engaging at them at a core level, at family, it gets built. And India, like I shared, it is like the trust or the families that we get. It is not, client do not come to you for the returns. They may say it, but they come for the trust, they come for the emotions, for their behavioral management. So you honor the relationship and build that, focus on building the relationship with the client. And yes, I'll finish with this, a moment for reflection. I really want you to think, what is your emotional state first? What is your emotional relationship with money first? And I truly believe, as a financial advisor, we are dealing with money. And I truly want each one of us to have a positive relationship with money, understand our relationship with money. What energy am I bringing to money? What emotion do I have for money? So when you build that relationship with the money, when you feel gratitude towards each person who is bringing that money in your life, you operate from a certain energy, and your energy passed on to your client. So take a moment and just feel your energy, your connection with money. How is your thing with money? Because when you build that connection with money for yourself, you do it for others, you understand others, you understand your core emotion with money. A lot of time we do the work to get money, we are chasing the money, we just want security ourselves, we don't feel secure. But as a person, if you do not feel secure with money, how can you make other person feel secure? It is never going to happen. So you also need to work on your energies, your thing. You need to feel secure with money, you need to feel confident with money. If you are not doing that, if you are not being that with you won't be able to do it for others. And that is why this money energy concept has came very strongly for me, even for the advisors. I really want to help all of you to get this point where you build that relationship with money for you. Because when you build that relationship with money for yourself, for your client, you become a different person, you bring that different energy. If from inside you feel insecure, if you feel not confident, the same energy you will pass on to the client. You will attract that kind of a clients who will not trust you with their money. If you don't trust yourself with your money, your client will not trust you with their money. So, yeah, I think this was all from my side. I hope it was useful, and I would love to get some feedback if you guys can give. And I'll also take one photo. You can turn on the videos, and if possible, you can give me this heart emoji. Thank you, dear. I'll also do a gallery view. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. If you can give me some text feedback on my personal number, that will be great. I really love, and actually, this is kept keeping me motivated at days when I feel low. I just read all your feedbacks and all the things, and it gives me a push to do more work. Not the feedback in the Zoom chat, you can give me on the WhatsApp. And if some of you can speak right now, that will be great. Indresh, would you like to share something?
Thank you so much, Shweta, for taking time out and giving us a lot of inputs on the event. So it's so nice of you, and it's really makes a lot of difference for the community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Satya, would you like to share? You are on mute, Satya.
Very informative, Shweta. Thanks for sharing.
I'm glad that it helped.
And yeah, very much. And I can say I can 100% say that I can associate sharing with Shweta Goyal. They're synonymous. They're both synonymous. And thanks for your work. Is it possible that I can get a recording because I joined
Yeah,
late?
I will do that. And do share the feedback, whatever is your takeaway from the session. I really love it. That is my maybe my motivation and whatever you call it. That gives me a push. As I'm starting, it really matters to me.
Sure.
Yeah, Kanappam sir, can you please share? You are on mute. And also, please give me on the WhatsApp in the text format. You need to unmute yourself. You can share in the WhatsApp. Okay, no problem. Anybody else who is available? Samanvi, are you here? Who are here, just turn on the camera so that we can talk for some time. And I also know like what helped you. Ravi, are you here? Edrich Enterprise, Intelli 360 Wealth. Sorry, I can't.
Shweta,
Yeah.
Shweta, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, it was really very nice conversation with giving importance to the client. What is important to the planning according to the keeping the client as a center.
Yes.
So it was really nice, and you are very honest in your career start. How is it and all? It is really nice because we all start with some purpose, and then we over the period of time we start learning and changing a lot of things.
Yes.
So that's really nice. You've been very honestly doing it. It is very nice.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so much
attending,
for this
taking out time and giving the feedback. If you can give in the text format in the WhatsApp, I will be
Can I have your
grateful.
number, please?
So I will
Can
be
you share
putting
me
in
your
the
number?
chat. Okay, so how you got
Okay.
this link? Okay, I'm putting in the
So one of
chat
my
box. Those who
friend
don't.
get forwarded to me.
Okay, so I have put in the chat box my number. You can save
Okay.
it and you can share. So who
Sure.
else
Thank
is
you.
there? Samanvi, Ravi, are you here? Okay, then we'll leave. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining. I'll keep sharing when I keep learning, and whenever possible, I just put in the group. And whenever possible, do join. Thank you so much. Blessings. I'm closing. Yeah, Ravi has come. Ravi, would you like to share? You are on mute. You are on mute.
Yeah, the second part I listened intermittently, but it was very good connecting the dots from your learning side, how we can ensure that
So, what is that you learned? Just share that.
inflation is Bhishma.
Yes. Any other thing that is stayed?
That's what I can give it as a takeaway.
Okay. Nice. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you. See you again for some other day with another insightful session like this. You can save my number. I also post on the status when I do some sessions, so you can join from there. And also you can follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn. So whenever you will be giving me feedback, I'll also share my LinkedIn and Instagram handle. If you want, you can follow me there also. So thank you so much. I'm ending the meeting for now. And please do share the reviews or whatever is that you have learned. In short, if you can give in detail, that will be great. And how much ever you can give, please do share. Thank you.